Welcome back, crafters. If you're new to my channel, I'm Corey and this is Pearl. Mr. Bean also sometimes comes on the channel, but he's a lot more camera shy than Pearl is. On this channel, we make a whole bunch of different crochet projects where I show you how to do it step by step. Today we're going to be making this snowflake beret. I think it's really pretty. It's also made of wool, so it'll be nice and warm for the winter season. I'll just pop it on so you can have a look. Okay, so it looks just like that. I hope you enjoy, and with that, let's get crafting.
Make sure you subscribe for more videos just like this one. To create this beret, I used some wool yarn and 2 different sizes of crochet hooks, even though this calls for just one size. So I used a 5mm and a 6mm crochet hook, and I'll tell you in the video when to use those. I also had a stitch marker, which you don't really need, but I found it helpful. We're going to begin by creating the beret. So for this, you're going to need your 6mm crochet hook, and we're going to start by making a magic circle. Lay your yarn over the palm of your hand just to your pinky, then hold it down with your thumb and wrap it around your hand. You're going to cross it over on the palm of your hand and not on the other side. Now you can insert your crochet hook. You're going to pull that top yarn underneath, and then you're going to go in through the top triangle, and you're going to, once again, you're going to pull that through. You want to pinch with your fingers so you can carefully slide your circle out. And then the next thing you're going to do is chain 2. So pull a loop through 2 times. After that, we're going to double crochet 13 times into our circle, making sure we're double crocheting over top of the tail that we can pull to make the circle smaller. So to double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your crochet hook through the circle, pull a loop through, pull through 2, and then pull through 2 more. So once again, to double crochet, you need to yarn over, insert your crochet hook, pull a loop through, pull through 2, and pull through 2 again. You're going to do this a total of 13 times. Once you've double crocheted 13 times, you can pull your tail to close that circle up, and then we're going to do an invisible slip stitch. Pull your yarn so you have a nice loose loop, then take your crochet hook out, and we're going to insert it into the top of that double crochet on the other side through the back of it. And then we're going to pull our loose loop through, and now you can see we've got an extra loop that we've created, and this is going to make an invisible stitch so you won't see the stitch pattern throughout your beret. I take my stitch marker and I add it right where that stitch we created is, just so I can keep track of where we start and finish. For the second round, we're going to start with a single crochet, pull a loop through, and then pull through 2, then chain 1. Now we're going to double crochet into the same stitch we just did that single crochet. Next, we're going to double crochet 2 times per stitch all the way around, and that will be a total of 13 times. So double crochet twice into one stitch 13 times all the way around. Once you get near to the end, you can remove your stitch marker so you can double crochet into that stitch twice as well. Then we're going to do another invisible slip stitch, so make a nice loose loop, and then you're going to go in through where we did that single crochet and chain one. So go in through that loop, and then you can pull your other one through to create that extra chain again. If you want to count, you should have ended up with a total of 28 stitches around your circle that we can use for the next round. For round 3, we're going to start the same way by doing a single crochet, and then we're going to chain 1, then double crochet into the same stitch as that single crochet and chain 1. After that, you're going to double crochet 1 time. Next, you're going to do this all the way around your circle. You're going to double crochet twice in one stitch, then in the next stitch, do 1 more double crochet, and you're going to do this a total of 13 times. I'll show you how to do that 1 time, and then I'll show you at the end of the round what we're going to do. Same technique as before, we're going to do an invisible slip stitch. So make sure you add a little bit of length, and then you can go in through the back in order to pull that loop through. And if you want to count, you should have ended up with a total of 42 stitches that we're going to use in the next round. Okay, we're going to start round number 4 off with a single crochet and a chain 1. Double crochet into the same stitch, and then you can double crochet 2 more times. Then we're going to go all the way around our circle by double crocheting twice in one stitch. Then we're going to double crochet 2 more times, and we're going to do this a total of 13 times. Once again, I'll show you how to do this 1 time, and then I'll show you what we're going to do at the end of the round. Now that you're at the end, you want to make another invisible slip stitch using the same method we've done in all the other previous rounds. And if you want to count, once again, you should end up with a total of 56 stitches around your circle that we can use for the next round. For round number 5, you're going to start with a single crochet and a chain 1. Then double crochet into the same stitch. Next, you're going to double crochet 3 times. Now we're going to go all the way around our circle again by double crocheting twice in one stitch, then double crocheting 3 more times for a total of 13 times altogether. Once again, I'll show you how to do that first, and then you can join up with me for the last part of the circle. Okay, now you can do your invisible slip stitch, same as we have before, by inserting your crochet hook in through the back and pulling that loop through. And if you're still counting your stitches, you should have ended up with a total of 70 stitches around your circle that we can use for the next round. Okay, for round number 6, starting off the same way we have been, single crochet and then chain 1. Double crochet into the same stitch. And then you're going to double crochet 4 times. Now to work all the way around our circle, we're going to double crochet twice in one stitch, then double crochet 4 times. And you're going to do this a total of 13 times. I show you here how to do it first, and then you can join up with me for the last part of the circle. Once you've reached the end, then you can do your invisible slip stitch. And you should be able to count a total of 84 stitches around your circle that we can use for the next round. For round number 7, you're going to start with your single crochet and chain 1. Then double crochet into the same stitch. After that, you can double crochet 5 more times. To continue working around our circle, you double crochet twice in one stitch, then double crochet 5 more times, and you're going to do this a total of 13 times. Once again, I'll show you how this is done one time, and then you can join up with me for the last little bit of this round. Once you're at the end, then you can do your invisible slip stitch. And you should have ended up with a total of 98 stitches that we can use in the next round. For round 8, you're going to single crochet and chain 1. Double crochet into the same stitch, then you can double crochet 6 more times. After that, you're going to double crochet 2 times in one stitch, then double crochet 6 times for a total of 13 times around your circle. Once again, I'll show you how to start that off, and then you can join back up with me for how to finish this round. Now that you're at the end of this round, you're going to do your invisible slip stitch. For this round, you should have ended up with a total of 112 stitches that we can use for the next round. For round number 9, you're going to start with a single crochet and then you can chain 1. Next, double crochet into the same stitch, then you can double crochet 7 more times. To work all the way around our circle, you're going to double crochet twice into one stitch, then double crochet 7 more times for a total of 13 times. I'll show you how to start this off, then you can join back with me for the end of the round. Now that you're at the end of this round, you can do your invisible slip stitch. And you should have ended up with a total of 126 stitches around your circle that we can use in the next round. To start off round number 10, you're going to single crochet and then chain 1. Next, we're going to do a double crochet decrease. So yarn over, insert your crochet hook into the same stitch as that single crochet chain 1. You're going to only pull through 2 loops. Then you're going to yarn over again, insert your crochet hook into the next stitch, pull through 2, and then pull through all 3 loops. After that, you can double crochet 7 times. This time, to work around our circle, we're going to start with a double crochet decrease, then we're going to double crochet 7 times and do this a total of 13 times. Once again, I'll show you how to start that off, and then you can join back with me for the last part of the round. Now we're going to do our invisible slip stitch. We're going to skip one stitch and go into the stitch beside it for our invisible slip stitch. To begin round 11, we're going to single crochet and chain 1. Next, we're going to do a double crochet decrease. So yarn over, insert your crochet hook into the same stitch as that single crochet chain 1. You're going to only pull through 2 loops. Then you're going to yarn over again, insert your crochet hook into the next stitch, pull through 2, and then pull through all 3 loops. Then you can double crochet 6 more times. To work the rest of the way around, you're going to do a double crochet decrease, then double crochet 6 more times for a total of 13 times. Once again, I'll show you how to start this round off, and then you can join back up with me for the end. Okay, same as the previous round, we're going to do an invisible slip stitch, except we're going to skip one of the stitches and we're going to go into our next stitch, and then we can pull our loop through. We're going to begin round 12, same as round 11, with a single crochet and chain 1. Then you can do a double crochet decrease. Just make sure you remember to insert your crochet hook into the same space as the single crochet and chain 1 for the first part of this double crochet decrease. Then you can double crochet 5 more times. For the rest of this round, you want to double crochet decrease, then double crochet 5 times for a total of 13 times. I'll show you how to start this off, and then you can join back up with me for the rest of the round. Now that you've made it to the end, you can do your invisible slip stitch. Make sure you skip that one stitch and then go in through the back of the second one there. To begin round 13, you're going to single crochet and chain 1. Then you can do that double crochet decrease where you make sure you yarn over and insert your crochet hook into the same stitch for the first part of the double crochet decrease. After that, you can double crochet 4 times. To continue around our circle, you're going to do a double crochet decrease, then double crochet 4 times, and you're going to do this a total of 13 times. I'll show you how to do this first off, and then you can join back up with me for the end of this round. Now that you're at the end of the round, you can do an invisible slip stitch. Make sure you remember to go into the back of the second stitch there, not the first one. For round 14, we're going to single crochet and chain 1. Then we're going to do that double crochet decrease again, where we insert our crochet hook into the same stitch as a single crochet for the first part of it. After that, you can double crochet 3 times. To continue the round, you're going to double crochet decrease, then double crochet 3 times, and you're going to do this a total of 13 times all the way around. I'll show you how to start this off, and then you can join back up with me for the end of this round. Now that you're at the end, you can do your invisible slip stitch. Just make sure you remember to skip one of those stitches and insert your crochet hook into the second one there. After that, you're going to do 1 slip stitch, and then we're going to finish off. So pull 1 more loop through to finish off. So now our beret is almost complete. We're going to add a brim for the next round. For round 15, you want to switch to a 5mm crochet hook. This will just make your stitches a little tighter together, and it'll be nice for the brim of your hat. Start by creating a slip knot. And then we're going to slip stitch into our hat, and I'm going to go over top of the tail that we created when we finished off. Next, you're going to chain 8. Then single crochet 6 times down your chain that you created, making sure you're inserting your crochet hook into that chain number 6. After that, you're going to slip stitch twice. And we're going to turn our work so it's the right direction. Then we're going to single crochet 6 times, except we're going to go in through the back loop only. So only go in through the back loop, and you're going to single crochet 6 times. Make sure your yarn is on the right side of your hook to do that. Now that you're at the end, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then you can single crochet 6 more times, only going into the back loop once again. Then you can slip stitch 2 more times. So you want to repeat this all the way around by single crocheting 6 times in the back loop, chaining 1, single crocheting 6 more times in the back loop, and slip stitching twice. When you get to the very end, you should only be able to single crochet 6 times up, and then we will slip stitch the brim of our hat together. So you'll end up with this nice pattern I'm showing you here, and you just want to go all the way around. So once you've made it all the way around, like I said, you should only be doing the 6 single crochets up, like I'm showing you here. Then we're going to slip stitch 6 times to join the brim of our hat together. After that, we can finish off by pulling one more loop through, cutting a tail, and then we can give a tug on our crochet hook to pull that through. Next, you're going to want to weave in those tails, so go back and forth a few times to make sure the tails are secure. Next thing we're going to do is create our snowflake. So we're going to switch back to our 6mm crochet hook, and we're going to start with a magic circle. Same as before, lay your yarn across the palm of your hand to your pinky, wind it around, cross it over at your thumb, and then all the way around. So you have a cross on one side and not on the other side. Insert your crochet hook and pull that yarn under, then insert into the top triangle and pull that yarn through. Then you can carefully slide your hand out and then chain 2 times. We're going to double crochet 12 times into our magic circle. In our magic circle together, we're going to slip stitch into the top of that double crochet. So pull a loop through, pull through 2. For the second round of our snowflake, we're going to start by chaining 14 times. After that, you're going to single crochet 12 times down, making sure you insert your crochet hook into that chain number 12. Then slip stitch where we created that chain, and then slip stitch 2 more times. Okay, you're going to repeat this process 5 more times, so then you end up with 6 pieces for your snowflake, as I'm showing you here. So once you get to the end, I'll show you what to do. So same as I mentioned, you chain 14 now that you're at the end on the last part of your snowflake for this round. Then you single crochet 12 times. And slip stitch 3 more times to finish off this round. For round 3, our snowflake's really going to start to look like a snowflake. You're going to start by slip stitching twice. Then you're going to chain 2 and slip stitch into the same stitch a total of 3 times. After that, you're going to slip stitch 3 times. Same as we did before, chain 2 and slip stitch into the same stitch a total of 3 times. Slip stitch 3 more times. Then you can chain 2 and slip stitch into the same stitch 3 times total. only slip stitch 2 times. Then you're going to chain 5. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain. And chain 2 times and slip stitch into that same stitch 2 more times. Then you can single crochet twice. And slip stitch into the stitch that we started that chain. And then you're going to slip stitch 3 more times. Next, you can chain 2 and slip stitch into that same stitch a total of 3 times. Slip stitch 3 times. Then you're going to chain 5. Slip stitch 1 time into chain number 3. And then you can chain 2 and slip stitch 2 more times into that same stitch. Single crochet 2 times. Slip stitch once into that same place we created our chain, and then slip stitch 2 more times. After that, you can chain 2 and slip stitch into the same stitch a total of 3 times. Then you can slip stitch 3 times. Chain 2 and slip stitch into that same stitch 3 times. Slip stitch 3 more times. Then chain 2 and slip stitch into that same stitch for a total of 3 times. And you're going to repeat this process 5 more times to complete your snowflake. So here's what it looks like: 1 finished, and then all 5 more finished. If you want to follow along with me for each of these, then you can just go back to the start of this round and repeat until you've hit 5 times and you've made it all the way around. And once you're all done that, then you can join back up with me and we can finish this off. To finish off, you're going to pull 1 more loop through. This time we want a very long tail because this is what we're going to use to attach our snowflake to our beret. So make sure you get lots and lots of yarn. You want it to be nice and long, so cut a nice long tail, and then you can give a tug on your crochet hook and pull that through. We're going to weave in the tiny tail that you'll see at the center of your snowflake. So if you have a little tail left, just go around back and forth a few times to make sure that tail doesn't come out. Now we're going to sew our snowflake onto our beret. So make sure you position it right in the center and you spread everything out just to make sure you like how it looks, so you know where you want the placement to be. What I'm going to do is just sew around the center circle first, and I can go right through the middle of my hat and just use that magic circle that we started with and line it up with this one and just go all the way around just to make sure the snowflake is secure before you start sewing the legs of your snowflake to the beret. So just weave your tapestry needle back and forth through each stitch around the center. After you've done that, to sew kind of down the legs of our snowflake, just use the front of your double crochets on your beret, so don't go all the way through. So I'll show you here. You just go through the front stitches of your double crochets on the top of your beret as you go back and forth. And then you're going to do this all the way around just using those front stitches.
Okay, well thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed creating this snowflake beret as much as I did. And I hope to see you in the next video, so make sure you subscribe. Pearl, don't eat that, please. And like this video so you stay up to date for the next one.